Hey everyone, welcome back to Go English. I'm Mizu.
Hey, my friends, I'm Lucas, and we're really happy you're here learning English with us today.
Yes, seriously, thank you for spending your time with us. Lucas, we have people watching from many different countries, different cultures, different time zones.
Yeah, that's true. Some people are probably watching in the morning, some at night, and some maybe during lunch break.
Maybe even secretly watching at work.
Oh, wow. Careful, everyone. Don't let your boss see this.
All right, Lucas, before we start today's lesson, I want to ask you something.
Okay. That sounds a little dangerous.
No, it's a very normal question. Lucas, do you like asking people for their opinion?
That's actually a really good question, Mizu. I think yes, I do. Because I'm a curious person. I like hearing what other people think. Sometimes their ideas are really interesting. Sometimes their ideas are a little crazy.
That's true. People can have very different opinions.
Exactly. Two people can watch the same movie, and one person says, wow, that movie was amazing. And the other person says, that movie was terrible.
Yes, that happens all the time. Actually, Lucas, something like that happened to me yesterday.
Oh, really? What happened?
So, yesterday, I was talking with my friend. We wanted to watch a movie together. And my friend asked me a very simple question. She said, "Which movie should we watch?"
Ah, yes, that's a very common situation. Everybody experiences that.
Exactly. But something interesting happened.
What happened?
My friend is learning English, and she suddenly stopped and said, "Wait, how do I answer this naturally in English?"
Oh, wow. Yes. That's a very real problem for many English learners. They understand the question, but they don't know how to say their opinion naturally.
Exactly. Many learners know grammar, they know vocabulary, but when it's time to say their opinion, they suddenly feel a little stuck.
Yeah, because real conversations are different from textbooks. In real life, people say things like, I think, honestly, in my opinion. And sometimes they say it very casually.
Yes, and that's exactly what we're going to talk about today.
Today, we're going to show you real-life English, the kind of English people actually use in conversations.
We'll show you simple ways to give your opinion, natural ways, friendly ways, the kind of English that makes conversations feel easy.
And don't worry, this is not a boring grammar lesson.
No grammar stress today.
Just real conversation. Just real English.
So by the end of this video, you'll feel much more confident sharing your ideas in English.
Because your opinion matters. And English helps you share it with the world.
But before we start, if you enjoy learning English with real conversations like this, don't forget to support the channel.
Yes. Please like the video, share it with a friend who is learning English, and subscribe to Go English, so we can keep learning together.
All right, Lucas, are you ready?
Always ready. Let's go.
Let's go.
All right, Mizu. I have a very serious problem right now.
That sounds dramatic. What's the problem, Lucas?
I'm hungry. Very hungry. Actually, I think I'm extremely hungry.
Oh, wow. That does sound serious. So what do you want to eat?
That's the problem. I can't decide. Should we eat pizza or noodles? Mizu, what do you think?
That's a good question. Let me think for a second. I think pizza is better.
Oh, really? Pizza? Why pizza?
Well, I think pizza is better because it's easy to share, and honestly, pizza just makes people happy.
That's actually true. Pizza does make people happy, but noodles are also really good. They're warm, they're comforting, especially on a cold day.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, Lucas, let me say my opinion in another way.
Oh, another way. Tell me.
I think pizza might be better.
Ah, I hear the difference. You said might, so you're not 100% sure.
Exactly. Sometimes we don't want to sound too strong. Maybe the other person likes something different.
Yeah, that's very polite English. You're sharing your opinion, but you're leaving space for the other person.
Exactly. And that's very common in real conversations.
I like that. Okay, Mizu, let me ask again. Pizza or noodles? Your final answer.
My final answer. All right. Honestly, I prefer pizza.
Oh, wow. Now that sounds very clear. You said honestly, so now I know you're telling your real feeling.
Yes, when people say honestly, it usually means they're about to share their true opinion.
Yeah, I hear that a lot in conversations. People say things like, honestly, I don't like that movie. Or, honestly, this restaurant is amazing.
Exactly. It makes the conversation feel more real.
Mizu,
Yeah?
can I be honest too?
Of course. Go ahead.
Honestly, now I want pizza.
See? That's the power of opinions.
You changed my mind. 5 minutes ago, I wanted noodles. Now I'm thinking about pizza.
Sorry about that.
No, it's a good problem. Pizza is always a good idea.
You see, everyone, this is how real conversations happen. People ask for opinions, people share their thoughts, and sometimes people change their minds.
Exactly. And the great thing is, you don't need complicated English to do this. Just simple phrases, like, I think it might be, honestly.
Yes, these small phrases make your English sound very natural.
Mizu,
Yes?
now I have another question.
Oh, no. Another food question?
Of course, pizza question number 2.
All right, Lucas, go ahead.
Pineapple on pizza. Good idea or terrible idea?
Oh, wow. Now that is a very dangerous question. People have very strong opinions about that.
Yes, they do. Some people love it, some people hate it. So, Mizu, what do you think?
Honestly, I think pineapple on pizza is pretty good.
What? Mizu? I did not expect that answer.
Why not?
Because in my opinion, pineapple on pizza is a little strange.
See, this is a perfect example. Two people, two different opinions.
Exactly. And that's what makes conversations interesting.
Mizu, something interesting just happened a few minutes ago. You said, I think pizza is better. And that sentence sounded very simple, but also very natural. So now I'm curious. So Mizu, when do we use I think?
That's a really good question, Lucas. I think is actually one of the most useful phrases in English. We use it when we want to share our thoughts or our opinion, but the important thing is, it doesn't sound too strong. It doesn't sound like you are 100% sure. You're just sharing what you feel or what you believe.
Ah, I see. So it's like saying, this is my idea, but I'm open to other ideas too.
Exactly. That's why it sounds very friendly in conversations, because you're not forcing your opinion on someone. You're just sharing it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
It's simple and very natural. Honestly, I hear people say I think all the time.
Oh, yes, all the time. People use it in daily conversations everywhere. For example, when talking about movies.
Oh, I do that a lot.
Imagine you watch a movie with your friend. After the movie finishes, your friend asks, "What do you think?" You could say something like, "I think this movie is great."
Yeah, that sounds very natural. And if you didn't like the movie, you could say, I think this movie is too long.
Exactly. Or maybe, "I think the story is a little confusing."
Yeah, I've said that before. Some movies really are confusing.
And we don't only use it for movies, we use it for almost everything in daily life.
Like restaurants, because apparently I'm always thinking about food.
Yes, that's very clear.
For example, if we walk into a restaurant and look at the menu, you might say, I think this place is too expensive.
Yes, exactly. Or maybe, "I think this place looks really nice."
Yeah. And sometimes people even use it when they aren't totally sure, like when they are guessing something.
That's true. For example, someone might ask, "Where's Lucas?" And you could say, "I think he's in the kitchen."
Which is probably true, if there's food there.
Yes, probably.
But you know what I like about this phrase?
What?
It makes conversations feel relaxed. When someone says, I think, it feels softer. It doesn't sound like an argument.
That's a really good point, because sometimes if you say something too directly, it can sound a little strong.
Exactly. But when you say, I think, it feels more like a discussion.
Yes, you're sharing your thoughts, not trying to prove you are right.
I like that. That feels very human.
It does. And honestly, it also helps English learners speak more confidently.
Really? How?
Because many learners worry about being perfect. They want the perfect grammar, the perfect sentence. But when you say, "I think," you give yourself space to speak more naturally.
Ah, I like that idea. You're not trying to sound perfect. You're just sharing your thoughts.
Exactly. And conversations are really about sharing thoughts.
Mizu,
Yeah,
can we try a small example together?
of course.
All right. Imagine we just watched a new movie, and I ask you, what do you think about the movie?
I think the movie is really interesting. The story is simple, but the characters are great.
Nice. Okay, my turn. I think the movie is good, but a little too long.
That happens a lot.
Yeah, some movies just don't want to end.
Exactly.
But you see, everyone, this is how easy it is. You don't need a complicated sentence. You can just say, I think, and then share your idea.
Yes, and that's the beauty of real conversations. They're simple, they're natural, and they help people connect.
Mizu,
Yeah?
I think I'm still hungry.
Lucas, I think we definitely need pizza after this video.
Now that is an opinion I completely agree with. Mizu, can I ask you another opinion question?
Lucas, I feel like you ask opinion questions all the time. But okay, go ahead.
All right, this one might be a little difficult. Which city is better, Sydney or Melbourne?
Oh, wow. Now that is a big question. Both cities are really amazing, but if I have to choose, in my opinion, Melbourne is more interesting.
Oh, really? Interesting. Why do you think that?
Well, in my opinion, Melbourne has a very creative atmosphere. There are so many small cafes, art streets, music places, and little hidden restaurants. It feels very lively and artistic.
Yeah, I've heard that before. Many people say Melbourne has a really strong culture for coffee and art.
Exactly. And I also feel like the city has a very relaxed personality.
That's a funny way to describe a city with personality.
But it's true. Some cities feel very busy and fast. Some cities feel calm and creative.
Yeah, I understand that. But in my opinion, Sydney is amazing too.
Of course, Sydney is beautiful.
The harbor, the beaches, the skyline, it's just stunning.
Yes, that's true. Sydney is one of the most beautiful cities in the world.
See? This is interesting. Two people, two different opinions.
Exactly. And this is where another useful phrase appears in English conversations.
You mean the phrase you just used? In my opinion?
Yes, exactly.
I noticed something. When you said, in my opinion, it sounded a little more thoughtful.
That's right. In my opinion is a very nice phrase when you want to share your view politely.
So it sounds a little softer than just saying the idea directly?
Yes, it shows that you respect other people's opinions too. You're saying, this is my view, but other people might feel differently.
Ah, I like that. It feels very respectful.
Exactly. For example, imagine you are talking with friends about a restaurant.
Okay.
One friend says, this restaurant is amazing, and maybe you feel a little different. You could say, in my opinion, the food is good, but a little expensive.
Yeah, that sounds very natural, and it doesn't sound rude.
Exactly, because you are not attacking the other person's idea. You are just sharing your own view.
I like that, because conversations are not about winning. They're about sharing.
Yes, that's a beautiful way to say it.
Mizu?
Yes?
Can we try another example?
Of course.
Okay. Coffee or tea? Which one is better?
Oh, that's easy. In my opinion, coffee is better.
Of course. Melbourne coffee culture again.
Exactly. Coffee just feels warm and energizing.
Interesting. In my opinion, tea is better.
Really? Why tea?
Because tea feels calmer. It's relaxing. You sit down, drink slowly, and talk with friends.
That does sound nice.
See? Different opinions again.
Yes, and that's what makes conversations fun.
Exactly. If everyone had the same opinion, conversations would be very boring.
Very boring.
So, everyone watching right now, remember this phrase, in my opinion. It's simple, it's polite, and it sounds very natural.
Yes, you can use it when talking about movies, food, cities, music, or almost anything in daily life.
Mizu?
Yes?
Now I'm curious again.
Oh no, another question?
Yes, one more. Beach vacation or mountain vacation?
That's actually a hard one.
So, what do you think?
Well, in my opinion, beach vacations are better.
Oh, really? Why?
Because I love the ocean. The sound of the waves, the sunshine, it just makes me feel relaxed.
That does sound nice. But in my opinion, mountains are better.
Really?
Yes. Cool air, beautiful views, quiet nature. It feels peaceful.
Okay, now I understand something.
What?
In my opinion, we definitely need both.
That might be the best opinion today. Mizu, can I tell you something?
Sure. What's on your mind?
I've noticed something about the way people speak English in real life.
Oh, what did you notice?
Sometimes people say their opinion very directly. They start a sentence with a word that sounds very strong.
Ah, I think I know what you mean.
Really?
Yes, you're probably talking about the word honestly.
Exactly. I hear that word all the time. People say things like, honestly, I don't like that movie. Or, honestly, that restaurant is amazing.
Yes, that's a very common phrase in daily conversations. When someone says honestly, it usually means they're about to say their real opinion.
Their true feeling.
Exactly.
So it's like saying, I'm going to tell you what I really think.
Yes, that's a great way to describe it.
Can you give us an example?
Of course. Imagine you go to a restaurant with your friends. Everyone is excited. Everyone is talking about how great the place looks. But maybe you feel a little different. You could say, honestly, I don't like that restaurant.
Wow. Very honest.
Yes, but you have to be a little careful.
Careful? Why?
Because honestly can sound strong.
Ah, I see. So it shows a very clear opinion.
Exactly. It's very natural, but it's also very direct.
That makes sense, because when someone says honestly, people expect the truth.
Yes, sometimes people even become curious.
Like they're waiting for something interesting.
Exactly.
Okay, Mizu, let's try another example. Imagine we're looking at a new phone.
All right.
This phone just came out. It looks really cool, but the price is very high. So what would you say?
Honestly, this phone is too expensive.
Yes, that sounds very natural.
And people say this kind of sentence all the time.
Yeah, especially when talking about products. Phones, restaurants, movies, almost anything.
Exactly.
Mizu,
Yes,
can I be honest for a second?
of course.
Honestly, I sometimes watch a movie that everyone loves, but I secretly think the movie is boring.
Oh, that happens to everyone.
But sometimes people are afraid to say their real opinion.
Yes, that's true.
So when someone says honestly, it feels more real.
Exactly. It makes the conversation feel more open.
Okay, now I want to ask you something dangerous.
Oh no, I'm worried now.
Honestly, do you like pineapple on pizza?
We're going back to that question again?
Of course, the world must know the truth.
All right. Honestly, I like pineapple on pizza.
Wow, very brave answer.
What about you?
Honestly, I still think it's a little strange.
See? Two different opinions again.
Exactly. And that's the fun part of conversations. People don't always agree.
Yes, but they can still share ideas in a friendly way.
And phrases like, I think, in my opinion, and honestly help make those conversations feel natural.
Exactly.
Mizu,
Yes?
honestly, talking about pizza again is making me hungry.
Lucas, honestly, I think we definitely need food after this recording.
Now that is an opinion I completely agree with. So far, we've talked a lot about how to share your opinion.
But we haven't really talked about how to ask for someone else's opinion.
And that's just as important in a real conversation.
Right. So let's see how people actually ask for opinions in real life.
So, how do we invite other people to share their thoughts?
Well, there are a few very common questions people use in daily English, and they're actually very simple.
Oh, good. Simple is always nice.
One of the most common questions is, what do you think?
Yes, I hear that question everywhere. Friends say it, coworkers say it, even teachers say it.
Exactly. It's a very natural way to ask for someone's opinion.
And it works in many situations, like movies, food, ideas, plans, almost anything.
That's right. You can also make the question a little more specific.
How?
You can say, what do you think about this?
Ah, yes, that sounds very natural too.
Or another common question is, how do you feel about it?
I like that one. It sounds a little more personal.
Yes, because you're asking about someone's feelings, not just their thoughts.
That's true. Conversations become more interesting when people talk about their feelings.
Exactly.
Okay, Mizu, let's try a little example together.
All right.
Imagine we just finished watching a movie together. So I turn to you and ask, what do you think about this movie?
Honestly, I think it's boring.
Wow, that was very direct.
Well, you asked for my opinion.
That's true. Okay, let me try another question. How do you feel about the ending of the movie?
I feel like the ending was a little confusing.
Yeah, I felt that too. It was hard to understand what happened.
Exactly.
See, everyone, this is how conversations flow naturally. One person asks a question, the other person shares an opinion. Then the conversation continues.
Yes, it's like a small exchange of ideas.
And the questions are very simple. What do you think? What do you think about this? How do you feel about it?
Exactly. You don't need complicated grammar to start a conversation.
Just curiosity.
Yes, just be curious about other people's thoughts.
Mizu,
Yes,
can I ask you one more opinion question?
of course.
What do you think about learning English through conversations like this?
Honestly, I think it's one of the best ways to learn.
Really? Why?
Because real conversations help you hear natural English. You learn how people actually speak.
Yeah, that's very true.
And it also feels more relaxed.
Exactly. It feels like learning with friends.
Yes, and that's what we hope everyone watching feels right now.
Like you're sitting here with us, having a conversation.
Exactly.
Now I have a question for everyone watching.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yes, what do you think about this topic? Is giving your opinion in English easy for you or a little difficult?
And how do you feel about speaking English in conversations?
We'd really love to hear your thoughts,
Yes, tell us in the comments.
because your opinions matter too.
Exactly.
Mizu, can I ask you something?
Of course. What's your question?
Where should we go this summer?
I think we should go to the beach.
The beach?
Yes, I love the ocean. The weather is warm, and we can relax in the sun.
That does sound nice. But in my opinion, the mountains are better.
Really?
Yeah, it's cooler in the mountains. The air is fresh and it's very quiet.
I understand that. Mountains are peaceful.
Exactly. No big crowds, just nature.
That sounds relaxing too.
So, beach or mountains?
Honestly, both sound good.
That's the safest answer.
Maybe beach this year and mountains next year.
Now that is a great plan.
You see, everyone, this is how real conversations work.
One person asks a question,
The other person shares an opinion.
then the conversation continues.
Simple, natural, and friendly.
Now we want to hear from you.
Yes, we have a question for everyone watching.
Question number 1. What do you think is the best food in your country?
We're really curious. Every country has amazing food.
Tell us your opinion.
And here's another question. What do you think about learning English online?
Do you enjoy it?
Is it helpful for you?
Write your opinion in the comments.
We really love reading your ideas.
And your comments help everyone practice English together.
So don't be shy.
Share your thoughts with us.
We're excited to read them.
All right, Mizu. Before we finish today's video, let's do a quick recap.
Yes, that's a great idea.
Today, we learned several simple ways to give your opinion in English. First, a very common one, I think. For example, I think pizza is better. I think this movie is great. I think this place is too expensive.
Yes, that one is very common and very easy to use.
Then we learned a softer way to share an opinion. In my opinion. For example, in my opinion, Melbourne is more interesting.
That one sounds a little more polite.
Exactly. And we also talked about another very natural phrase, honestly. For example, honestly, I don't like that restaurant. Honestly, this phone is too expensive.
Yes, but remember, honestly can sound a little strong.
Right. Now let's talk about asking someone's opinion.
Yes, this part is very important for real conversations.
You can ask simple questions like, what do you think?
Or, what do you think about this?
You can also ask, how do you feel about it?
These questions are very natural in daily conversations.
And they help start real discussions.
Exactly.
So remember, everyone, you don't need complicated English.
Simple phrases can create great conversations.
Before we go, we want to leave you with one important message. Learning English is not about memorizing rules.
It's about sharing your thoughts and ideas.
Your opinion matters.
And English helps you share it with the world.
If you enjoyed learning with us today, please like the video
Subscribe to Go English.
and keep learning with us.
See you in the next video.
Bye, everyone.